I thought it was over here, wasn't it? Or is it farther down?
I thought we went through. Maybe we didn't go through there.
Oh, I'm not saying it right, I'm just checking.
I think it is.
Yeah, this is it. Well, I'm always saying, I'll start over again so I don't film it. Well, I'm always saying I don't like unfinished business, so we are back to finish some business at one of our favorite mines. We've been down the main haulage at it, but last time we were not able to get to the upper levels because we lacked a ladder. But now you can see we fixed that. Mr. McBride is a little uncertain about this one, given the cold water at the entrance, but it's well worth it. It really is.
Yep.
It is, buddy, trust me.
Yep.
In order for this one to make any sense, I think I've got to sketch it out for you, so that's what I'm going to do here. Now, as you can probably tell, this mine is located in a fairly steep canyon, so let's just say this is the canyon here, coming down like this, and let's say the portal's right here. And if any of you have seen my second video on this mine, you'll recall that there's a haulage at it that punches straight back into the mountain through bedrock for about 2,000 feet. I mean, literally straight as an arrow back for 2,000 feet. I'll just write 2,000 right there. That's an estimate of about how far I went in. And I went as far as I could until I was blocked by a collapse. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. It's interesting, oh, by the way, so it's a steep canyon here, and the portal just literally just punches right in the side of the cliff face. And continues dropping down a little bit, and then you hit a flat area. The miners, a notch, I guess you could say. The miners dynamited out like that, and then the size of the canyon just keeps dropping down to the river there. And at the far side of this, there's a waste rock pile here. If you're curious about this, I went down here in my first video. You can see all what I'm talking about. So there's a waste rock pile here, and there are some bits of rail and wood and stuff like that down there. And given where it is, I think that at one time the miners would have had a trestle going out like this, and they would have used that to take waste rock out and just dump it off the side. But I also think they would have had to have something like this to stage ore cars and men and equipment and such, because there's just no way there's enough room there on that sheer cliff for them to have done anything like that. You know, not to mention just being able to get ore cars in and out and such. So I think at one time there was a large trestle system right there, which actually would have been pretty cool to see. And I'm sorry that just traces of it left. I've never been able to find any pictures of this mine anywhere. So we're just up to our imagination as to imagine what that would have looked like. Oh, and by the way, I can already hear the armchair critics at home critiquing my artistic capabilities, but I've never claimed to be an artist, Caravaggio, or anything like that. So let's just keep those comments to ourselves, armchair critics. I'm joking. I know my artistic ability is not that great. So the focus of this trip was, as I mentioned, I got blocked here last time. And this was a placer mine. And if you'll recall, the placer mines, or I should say underground placer mining here in this context, is an effort by the miners to tap into ancient river channels that course through this area. Yeah, this is the ancient river channel up here. And just as modern rivers do, these ancient rivers carried gold as well. Gold being heavy, sinks down to the bottom of the river through the sand and the gravel and such, and actually keeps sinking down through the mud and such until it hits bedrock and it can't sink any further because it's a solid surface. And so what you find underground, or at least what the miners are especially looking for, are these so-called sweet spots where all this gold has come down through the ancient river channels over the millennia until it hit and got stuck on top of this bedrock, and that is the area that the miners target. And that is exactly what they did here, because as I mentioned, this adit runs in through bedrock, and that sweet spot for the gold is just up here above the main haulage adit. And so what the miners did was it's called breasting out, where you essentially create these big chambers inside mine. Let's just say, imagine these are all different chambers they've cleared out to grab as much of that rich gravel as they can. Now you can't just make one big hole in the ground, because this plaster material, this sand and gravel, this compacted sand and gravel that makes this up, is pretty unstable. And so you've got to there's a definite technique in mining it, because if you're too aggressive, you try and take out too much, it's all going to collapse. I mean, it's very unstable. It often collapses anyway, but you don't want to just beg that to happen. And so they make these smaller chambers that are more structurally sound than one gigantic cavern. Plus there's all sorts of timbering and such to do in there. Anyway, to get back to this mine. So you got the main haulage adit here, and there are all these chambers up here where they've cleared out material. And what they did was they punched ore passes into the top of the haulage adit. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Imagine that those are ore passes. They punched ore passes into this haulage adit so they could drop down all the material they were mining up here. They would have carts inside the mine, pretend those are little ore carts. They'd have carts inside the mine, and they would just park them beneath the ore chutes. The miners up here would drop material down the ore chutes into the ore carts, and then just take it straight out the mine. Very efficient process. There are also at least one air shaft back here as well, running all the way to the surface. It was somewhat difficult to tell down below which was an air shaft and which was a former ore chute / ore pass, but I think this first one was an air shaft, at least. The others I'm not so sure about. Anyway, this section back here that had collapsed was one of those ore passes or ore chutes where the material, the chamber up above, had collapsed and dumped all this waste rock and material down into the main haulage adit. So I went in as far as I could, and I was blocked by that huge mass of rubble right there. However, the second one in, the second ore pass or ore chute in, right there, was in very good shape. It was quite open, and I could look up into it, and I could see a passage running off that way and a passage running off that way that connected all of this up here. Now, I didn't go up it then because I guess for the first 8 feet or so, it was vertical. The rib of the adit, or the side of the adit, was vertical. And so there's no way for me to get past that initial 8 feet or so, because after that initial 8 feet, it was actually at a pretty moderate angle. Like that. I definitely could have climbed up it. I just couldn't get past that initial vertical section there. And so it was killing me, because I was thinking the whole time, okay, if I could just get up there, I can explore that whole upper section. And, I'm sure there's something cool up there to see. But furthermore, I was also thinking I could maybe bypass this collapse section right there by going above it rather than trying to go through the lower section. So that was the goal of this trip, was to bring in a ladder, set the ladder up here, and then get up into that upper level and explore all this, and to see if we could get by that little nasty collapse nest right there. Yeah, this is more overgrown than last year. That is for sure. The joys of mine exploring, huh?
Boy, it really hasn't gone down here.
I'd be disappointed if it had. And there it is, in all its shining glory. It's a great mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes back a ways, man.
There's your footprint.
All right, Mr. McBride has gone ahead, and now I shall be joining him in the mine. You can see it's hard rock here in the entrance, and then sand right there. So this is a great mine.
Hey Dustin, was there strip or actual rail?
I don't remember actually.
Did you see the crystals?
Yep, this is a great mine, man. So that's where we're going. Nice colors in here. As you can see, great echo.
A little deep right here.
Yeah, it's a little bit deep in the entrance. Yeah. Yeah, there's that spot there.
Yeah, we just throw a couple inches down.
I can't remember everything about it. I think I might have a leak in one of my waders. I think I might have a leak in one of my waders. On the left. Oh yeah, there's that soft spot.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I definitely have a leak.
You do?
Yeah, on the left. Got some water in there. See that fault on your right?
Yeah, I was looking at that. Whoa.
You're almost out of it.
No, I'm trying to. This is real.
And then
That's where real.
for you at home, that's where we're going there. You see where the water ends right there.
Dude, that's an animal fall.
Told you it was a good mine.
Yeah, that's.
One of those spider things.
Things, it's not cake or anything. You're right.
Yep, just slip off the board. So now it's getting shallower. You can see the rail there, the board in the middle, and the rail there, and then ventilation tubing right there. And then Mr. McBride right there on the ladder, of course. And we're almost out of the water. No, that's a lot more sandy than when I came through. Interesting. I wasn't there at all. We're curious to see what it looks like up ahead. Interesting. Yeah, you don't see my footprints at all.
No, it's got a little bit of quartz in it, but it's mainly the salt.
Interesting. A lot more water must have come down.
Yeah. Mushrooms! Check to get that.
I know you're out of it already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow, look at that.
I want to eat them.
I missed your mushrooms reference. I thought you were quoting somebody or something. I thought you were like a line from a movie or something. That's cool. Oh wow, looks like more stuff came down up there.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Wow.
Wow, man.
That is all new. That's nuts. That is... Holy shit. Whoa. No wonder there's so much more material inside here.
Dude, that's
That may be a game stopper.
That might be where that big plug was.
Oh man, I think we're done, dude. Wow, I'm really glad I documented this one when I did. I cannot believe how much material came down. I wonder if like a plug broke or something.
I think, remember that big white quartz boulder?
Yeah, I wonder if that broke through. This is incredible. Man, I cannot believe. Sorry, excuse me. But that is.
Oh wow,
done.
That's a massive.
Man.
That's not a cave in either. That's a blowout, brother.
That is unreal. I mean, you remember how much farther back this went? In the video? This is a tragedy. I mean, this mine lasted so long, and then just in one season.
You know, I think we're going to have to crawl, but let's see what we can get over here.
I think that's down to the top, I think.
Are you sure?
No, but...
I mean, I'll go with you. I just wanted to...
All right. Look at this. See these concretions here?
Yeah, well, this is all, look at this, dude. This is all like, I mean, that's pipe clay right here.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
But
think about how much...
That's all, so, yeah, that's
Think how much force it would take to wash this down the adit, though. I mean, for something to move a big boulder like this,
Oh, dude,
I mean,
that's a fair clip of...
there's some force that was behind
There's
this.
a fair amount of water. Because, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not a cave-in. It's where it was plugged initially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a cave, because that's not cave-in material.
No, it's not.
It's not this stuff above us.
No, this isn't. I mean, this is the gravel they were punching into. You know, because I was in here last year.
Yep.
And it's gone. Wow.
Well, let's check it out. Let's see what we got up there. If we can get past it, that's great. If not, then...
All right. Making my way up here. Slowly but surely. Very slowly. Not so surely.
How's that?
Oh, it's good. I was just laughing because how many people would be doing this at midnight? Deep underground. All right, guys. Well, I pushed back here, hoping for a miracle, and unfortunately, we didn't get one. It does keep going back, as far as I can squeeze in here and see, but there's 6 inches of clearance right there. I mean, it's so low. I had to take my helmet off. That's my helmet right there in the light, and my head is resting against the top of the adit right now. There's maybe 14 inches of clearance where I am right now. I mean, I'm flat on my stomach, and I had to take my helmet off, so that gives you a sense of space. And like I said, it does go back a little ways there, but it's like this the whole way. I mean, something major blew out, unfortunately, and just flooded this great adit with debris. So that is a real shame. I'm trying to get up more for you guys to see, but yeah, see, there's just inches of clearance there. So you can probably tell how much my voice is echoing right now too, and that's because I've got rock inches from my face. Well, we're headed out now, and I just happened to notice on the wall here that someone had written 200. And the interesting thing about this is that's in carbide. And it's pretty extraordinary that it's still here, considering the conditions inside this mine, specifically all the water and such. It's also a drill line right there, but that's really interesting to see that 200 right there in carbide. Have you ever seen anything like that before in a mine around here?
Oh, the carbide?
No, exactly. I haven't either.
No, not at all.
Not in this area.
It's just because it's too wet.
Exactly, it's too wet. So, even more tragic that this mine has been so heavily damaged and almost completely destroyed. like Mr. McBride's having some trouble with the ladder. Part of the joys of mine exploring right here. Oh, wow, okay, yeah. No, I saved, I didn't quite go off the edge. Wow. So the leak in my wader is so bad that it's filled with water up to the water level.
It's making me wet.
I mean, this is brutal. It is really cold, you guys. And the water is even colder. And my waders are full of water.
Oh my God.
Man. This video is more about the downsides of mine exploring. Like, this is like the... This is speaking about the reality of mine exploring. You know, a mine that's destroyed, suffering, cold, flooded.
It's like a haiku.
What's that?
It's like a haiku.
Yeah. That's the best I can come up with right now. This is awful.
What's that?
This is awful. I just want to illustrate something here. You can see this little ledge that we're crawling along here. And I wanted to point out the extremely steep drop off down there, which pretty much goes all the way down to the bottom of the canyon.
What would you say, 300 feet?
At least. That's
I mean, it's got to be 300 feet.
at least, yeah. And we've got this little ledge right here. So another one to add to the realities of mine exploring. Making our way up the ledge some more. Again, while Chuck's carrying the ladder.